This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
Finish training for the day? Time to fight post-workout fatigue with Core Power Protein Shakes. They're packed with 26 grams of high-quality protein to build muscle and electrolytes to help hydrate. The nutrition you need to help your body replenish, rebuild, and repair post-workout so you can power on to the next one. Champion your recovery with Core Power. Visit corepower.com to learn more.
1,
2,
3,
4.
Monster movie.
Fun time, go! Monster movie.
Fun time, go. Monster.
Movie.
Fun time.
Go!
Monster movie. Fun time, go.
With Precious D and Honeybee.
Fun time, go!
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and neighbors, welcome to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. 31 Days of Horror. Mars Needs Movies. That's right, this year we are discussing movies about alien invasions, incursions, infiltrations, and visitations. I am your host, Precious D, and my guest today is Angel Kraus from the podcast Voices from the Mausoleum. Welcome back to the show, Angel.
Hey, yeah, thanks for having me. I'm excited.
Today's movie is, I would call it an incursion movie
Yeah.
with a little side order of abduction called The Vast of Night, which is a Shakespeare quote. From 2019, it is directed by Andrew Patterson, written by James Montague and Craig W. Sangler. 89 minutes in color in English. The budget was $700,000. I don't see a box office, but I believe it's a Prime.
It's a, yeah.
It had a small theatrical release, but it's a Prime Video thing.
Yeah.
So, Allison, I gave you a list of movies, and Angel, I gave you. I keep going to say Allison Krauss. I gave you.
That's okay.
I gave you a list of movies, and this is the one you chose. Why did you choose this one?
I chose this one because first of all, I love sci-fi, horror. Anything that combines the two is like a big, check for me. But I stumbled upon this movie, total accident, just randomly decided to watch it. And then I ended up really enjoying it. And I never hear anybody else ever talk about this. I'm really into the horror community online, and I don't this is just not one I feel like it's talked about. So when I was looking through the list, I had a few that I was like, oh, I love that one. Oh, I love that one. And then I got to Vast, and I was like, oh, we got to do this one because nobody talks about this one. So that's kind of how we ended up here.
Okay. The cast is Sierra McCormick as Faye Crocker, Jake Horowitz as Everett Sloan Gale, Cronauer as Mabel Blanche, Bruce Davis as Billy, Greg Payton as Benny, and Mark Bannock as Gerald, and then just a bunch of extras at the basketball game.
Yeah.
It takes place in the 50s in Cayuga, New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
Our leads are a high school girl who's in the band but works as a switchboard operator at night.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not going to be at the band, but she is friends with, and seems to be hoping to be more than friends with,
Yes.
disc jockey. I'm not clear what the age difference is.
Yeah.
She's 16. He's not in school, but the Wikipedia thinks he's a teenage disc jockey. So maybe he's just out of school.
I think he's supposed to be just out of school, yeah.
Nobody else has a problem with it. Everybody else is kind of like, hey, you like him, don't you?
Yep. Exactly.
But they're picking up weird signals on the radio and on the switchboard, and they're trying to figure out what's going on with this weird sounds they're picking up, and it turns out there's flying saucers in the area.
Yep.
Not a whole lot happens in this movie. There is a lot of tension and suspense,
Yeah.
but almost nothing happens. And I thought nothing was going to happen, but they do get abducted at the end.
Yeah. It's really subtle in that way, I think.
Yeah. I was trying to watch this at work, like, during my lunch.
Mhm.
Sometimes I would turn on the audio description so I could actually work and just, put the phone aside and just listen to the movie. But this one, I had to turn on the audio description because
yeah.
it's so dark. It's so dark. I don't think I would have understood the ending at all if I did not have the audio description on. I couldn't see what was happening at the end there when they're running around in the
Yeah, I
the
think they
fields.
intentionally tried to keep it pretty low key. Like you don't see a single alien the entire movie, not
Yeah.
like an actual
It's true.
like creature. And then but I think one of the reasons that I do really like it is for it to be like I feel like all of the old alien films that I grew up with, the reason I loved them was because of the people that were in them. The original Alien had really captivating characters. Obviously, Ripley is a hero to everybody. So like she was somebody that I just loved growing up. But even other examples of that, like when I grew up and I saw like The Fourth Kind, I really loved the mother storyline with that. So I like the people storylines in really good alien movies, I think can make these more subtle experiences like this a little bit like elevated. So, there's the conversation where they go and they have with the older lady who lost her son when he was 9, and that's probably one of my favorite scenes in the movie because it's like this really human experience of like what she was experiencing, being isolated from the community, what she believed was going on, and then like asking at the end like, can I go with you, like just trying to be reunited with the son that was taken when he was a child. And so there's those conversations about it and the characters within it that I think is the only reason that this very slow alien burn actually works for me, because you're right, there's nothing that happens. It's all storytelling. It's almost like listening to it on a radio for real, because there's not a lot of action in that regard. And the ending is very dark. That's true. You can't see hardly anything. You see a little bit of the lights and then it's just the sounds. So yeah, I agree with you on that. There's not a lot to see towards towards the end.
Yeah. I do find it to be a very charming movie.
Yeah.
I really like the whole opening, the basketball game and the disc jockey and he
Yeah.
locks up somebody's trombone just to
Yeah.
punish him.
Yeah.
How multiple people keep telling him about how the squirrel once ate through the wires to the sound system.
Yeah.
It's just a very charming small town.
Small town. Yeah.
The stuff with the switchboard operating. I was a little annoyed at her though at one point when she gets what today would have been a 911 call.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, well, that was weird.
Well, that was strange. Yeah.
Why aren't you calling the sheriff right now?
Yeah.
Telling him what
Yeah.
happened. So that was a bit weird.
Yeah. Well, especially because she's so quick to want to believe that something is going on. You'd think like there would be that sense of urgency. So yeah, I get that.
Yeah. There's also a fun part where she's telling, they're just recording some stuff. She's gotten a new tape recorder and she wants his help with it. She doesn't need his help with it. She's
Not at all. He's just cute and she likes
a-
him.
It's a flirting opportunity.
Yes.
But I didn't want to mess anything up. Push the damn record button. What do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
But she's telling him about all this stuff that she's read in. It wasn't Popular Mechanics, but it was something like that.
Along those lines. Yeah.
Stuff in the future, and also, well, no, okay, don't let me get sidetracked. She tells him about 3 innovations, and one of them is basically this kind of underground high-speed rail. The other one is self-driving cars. And the third one is basically a mobile phone. She describes it as a clamshell that will have a
Yep.
dial on the back and a screen on the front. And you'll be able to call people have them with them all the time. You'll be able
Yep.
to call anybody.
Yeah.
If they don't answer, you'll know that they're dead because they
Yeah.
have them all the time.
All the time.
And
Yeah.
of the 3 things, he finds that one the most unlikely, and that's the one that we do actually have.
Yeah, and that's probably like meant to be kind of tongue in cheek of like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, right, but it's like something that absolutely exists.
Right. But I do wonder if they did base that on an actual article from one of those old magazines.
Oh,
Because they did used to publish those kind of things. Definitely in science fiction magazines, but I think in things like
Yeah.
Popular Mechanics, they would talk about the innovations that are just around the corner.
Yep.
So that part was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing, there's a framing sequence, and they come back to it throughout, where, what do they call it? It's a Twilight Zone, Outer Limits type style.
Oh, yeah.
What did they call it? So it starts off with a TV screen and a thing that is perilously close to the Twilight Zone
Very similar.
opening.
Yeah.
And we're watching a TV show, and they're going to tell us this story. And then at various points throughout the film, we come back to looking like we're watching an old television where it's black and white and it's very grainy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then they actually do come back to that. I was complaining about this. I don't remember what movie it was the other day. They close the book. They come back to it at the end.
At the end. Yep.
If you start a movie opening a book, having
Yeah.
some kind of framing sequence,
Yeah.
you need to close the book at the end. And a lot of
Yeah.
movies don't. And I'm watching
Yeah,
this
they forget
movie
to go
end,
back
and
to
I'm
that.
like, and I'm sitting there, I'm like, are they going to close the book? Are they going to close the book? Yes, they closed the
Yes.
book. I was so
Yeah, they did.
happy. So,
Yeah.
Wikipedia, you're letting me down here, Wikipedia. It's not telling me what the name of the fake TV show was.
Oh, I just had it on too. I don't remember either. I've technically only seen it twice.
And the radio station he works at, did you catch this? The radio station is, it's WOTW. That stands for
War of the Worlds. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I did. Yeah.
And I noticed that so quickly because I had a similar idea years ago.
Really?
I wanted to do a new localized version
Okay.
and call the radio station. I was involved in a reproduction of the Orson Welles script years ago,
Yeah.
broadcast on local radio. And it was a lot of fun, but I'm like, we should have gone further with this, though. We should have localized it and made it up to date, that we just did a straight reading of the old script.
Yeah.
Because I'm in West Texas, and
Okay.
not too far away, we have the McDonald Observatory in Fort Davis.
Mhm.
And in Marfa, Texas, there's this phenomena that people think is a thing called the Marfa Lights.
Oh,
And
okay.
it has a mundane explanation, but nobody wants to hear it. So people will gather to watch the Marfa Lights, and they think it's something unexplained and weird going on. It's definitely weird, but it's,
Nice.
So, but you could use those two things,
Mhm.
People are out, the observatory has seen the flashes of light on Mars, and then there's people out there looking for the Marfa Lights when the canister lands and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I had wanted to, so I still might do this someday. But I was going to call the radio station WOTW. So there
That's
you go.
good. Yeah,
So
that's
it
sounds cute.
jumped out at me immediately.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a nice touch, given the subject matter for sure.
So, how have these people been in anything else?
I don't.
I know the girl
recognize the main lead, Faye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But I don't
she-
know that anybody else that's in it. It's like super big, right?
she's interesting in that she got her start on Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
No way.
Yes, well, yeah.
That's funny.
But then she went on to be in various things.
okay.
Like Land of the Lost and Ramona and Beezus and Spooky Buddies and what is VFW?
I don't
She's
know.
in something called VF. It looks like a horror movie, action splatter film.
Okay. He was in
From
Bones
2000.
and All. That was a pretty recent horror movie.
Hmm.
I don't recognize any of this other stuff.
I mean,
Well-
VFW normally stands for Veterans of Foreign Wars, and I guess that's who's. It's a bunch of people holding weapons on this poster,
Oh, could be it. Yeah.
so maybe they're veterans of foreign wars and they're fighting somebody. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil it for myself. I won't read anymore. But yeah, she's done a lot of television and movies. Oh, she's on American Horror Stories.
Yep.
So there you go. Only one other person has a Wikipedia article.
Yeah, I don't think this was. Yeah, I mean, on it, like I don't know, 700,000 I think for indie filmmakers is pretty big, but ultimately like they really saved a lot of it by doing the cast the way that they did and doing such minimal
Hmm.
effects and stuff and saving it literally till the very end, like the last like 3 minutes. Because even the scene like when they're in the car and he plays the thing back and the people like look up, like that doesn't require anything, you know? So a lot of those
Yeah.
moments, those like, oh gosh, like it didn't require special effects or money or heavy editing. It was just really simple shots, which I think in this case works. I've definitely seen films that don't, and it is risky doing alien movies with virtually no aliens, but I like the communication element of this of like they're trying to communicate, they're using the radio. I mean, like one of my favorite things that they did in Fourth Kind was they at the end they played all of these call-ins of people who had alien sightings, and it went back like into the 80s, like in the 70s and the 80s, where these people were seeing stuff and calling it in. So I think it just kind of takes you back. I mean, this is in the 50s, not the 70s or 80s, but just in terms of like how people used to talk about these things, you know. And I thought that
Hmm.
element and doing it like that was very unique and different from, you know, a lot of other. I mean, I like the alien action stuff too, where it's a lot of monster, a lot of that's great. But I was really impressed with what they kind of went with this and how it still was able to keep me engaged the entire time and legitimately make me care about the people that were involved. I think they did that part really well.
Yeah. I think it's also, you talk about it being shot simply, but I think it's shot very well, and there is a
No,
really
it is.
difficult shot in there. There's a tracking shot that goes down the street and into the basketball game and up the bleachers,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah. Great cinematography.
um,
Yeah.
so yeah, it got a lot of I think praise for it, how well it was shot.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm supposed to be talking about the Fourth Kind with somebody else coming up, so we will be addressing that film.
Yeah.
I have I have feelings about that film.
Oh no, oh, I will leave it alone because that's not what we're talking about. But
Yeah.
that's like a special one to me. And I did see like that one. I saw so many on the list that I was like, oh, I love this one, I love this one. But like I said, I felt like nobody else was gonna pick Fast, so I was like,
Uh-huh.
I want to, I love this movie. I really enjoyed it, and nobody talks about it. So I was like, I'll just go with this one and give other people the chance to grab the other ones that a lot of other people like.
So yeah, anything else we want to cover before we wrap up?
Well, I am curious with it being like nothing really happens until the end. How did you feel about the end? Because it's all three of them go. Like it's her, Everett, and the baby. Like it takes all of them.
Yeah.
Did you have any
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
feelings on that? Because I had to sit with it. I'm gonna be real with you. I had to sit with it. I was like, I don't know. Like, we don't know what kind of aliens these are. Y'all just took a baby up there. So I had like weird feelings about the idea of that happening. But I think we're sort of meant to be like comfortable with it because they're like the sort of outcast of the town. But I don't know that I really bought that as well. But I'm just curious what you thought of the ending specifically.
Well, I did think they ended up with a little family unintentionally. They
They did.
kind of
Yeah.
they're not actually a family, but who knows what kind of life they're going to end up with on this ship.
I know. That's kind of my point.
So,
Like, what's going to happen? Because we don't know.
is the
Yeah.
baby is that's her younger
Sister.
younger
Yeah.
brother? Yeah. Yeah.
Maddie. Yeah. Maddie's supposed to be her sister.
Someone else was supposed to be babysitting while she was working the
Yes.
switchboard, and
Yes.
that person went out to go look at the what was going on in the sky. So,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Priorities.
uh,
What do you do?
yeah.
Baby or
So she
looking
just
at the sky?
it's funny. She grabs the baby. She's like, "Oh, the baby's here." She grabs the baby and goes, and then ends up on the phone with that person later. And she's like, "Do you have the baby?" He's like, "Yes, I have the baby. Where were you?"
She was like, "What are
You're
you
supposed to have
doing?"
it. It's like I went out to look at the thing, and
And then
so
she
yeah,
like
apparently she
forgets
did come
being
right
mad.
back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she forgets being mad, and she's like, she goes and tells Everett, she's like, "There's something in the sky," and as cool as that is, because I do like that moment of, oh my god, now there's a visual, right? Like that's cool, but she just like, yeah, what could have happened to this child that was like left unattended in this house, and it's that whole the baby scene was a little weird for me, and I it took me several days of thinking about the ending to even really accept it because it felt so kind of like far out. Like it just like it really just kind of was like out of nowhere. And so, but anyway, so I was just curious about that because I think the ending was a little bold choice in terms of deciding to take all three of them. It was a little weird.
Those baby snatching bastards.
Yeah.
Did we? I don't remember. Did we get a good look at the ship, or was it just lights?
It's mostly lights. You see the little one spinning, and then it shows, the big one. And I think you can see enough of it
Yes.
that you can see like the parts of it that aren't necessarily lights, but like clear, super no. Because again, that's during that part we were talking about where it's like it's so damn dark, like you can't see anything. So
Is this
it's
the one
mostly
where
just lights.
we see some lights sort of forming implying a saucer, and then it goes up into a bigger one?
A
And then we
mothership?
see it
Yeah.
from the side. Okay,
Oh,
because I
yeah.
watched so many of these.
I'm
They're all
sure
kind of
they
starting
all
to blur
run
together a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's that one. It's the one where you see the little one, it starts to kind of move, and then it gravitates towards this like much bigger one. And then that's when it starts to get really dark and you start needing the captions to understand what you're hearing because of the sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that first ship where they're just seeing the lights sort of around the rim of it, and then some of the lights in the middle. So it was reminding me. I sort of saw a UFO once, but continued to observe until it became an IFO. But I could see how if somebody just ran
Yeah.
off half cocked and didn't stick around.
Yeah.
Up in the sky, I saw what appeared to be a disc-shaped object with lights around the edge of it.
Oh, weird.
And of course,
Yeah.
my brain was filling in that space.
Yeah.
I could probably see stars between those lights, but my brain was not registering
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was imagining that there was a shape between these lights.
Yeah.
And then the lights start shifting position, and they're getting closer, and then I heard what it was, and it was a group of helicopters flying in formation. So first
bummer.
first the disc began to deform as they
Yeah.
got closer, and then I
Yeah.
heard them, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. But I also understand how this kind of thing is often mistaken for something else entirely.
Yeah.
I personally don't think we've ever been visited by aliens just because the distances are too great. I'd love it if we had been, but I think there's just too much space between us and even the closest things. So that makes it unlikely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of things are just, it was some helicopters, man. You should have stuck around a minute longer and you would have
Yeah.
seen that.
In the paranormal investigating world, they call it debunkable. When you can debunk it
Yeah.
and prove that it's something else, then yeah. As much as I believe, I'm good to never know for sure. You know what I mean? Like, as much as I believe that they exist, it's one of the few things in life that genuinely freak me out. So I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to know if I'm good.
Oh,
I'll just stick
I'm-
with
The detective said missing kids usually come home. What happens when they don't?
Based on a true story.
Police looking for John Gacy.
We discovered bodies. By the looks of it, they're younger men. The things he did to those kids. He's sick.
The system failed these families.
Devil in Disguise, John Wayne Gacy. Streaming now, only on Peacock.
Do you know how many there are?
Up to you to find out.
Every story you love. Every invention that moves you. Every idea you wished was yours. All began as nothing. Just a blank page with a blinking cursor. Asking a simple question. What do you see? Great ideas start on Mac. Find out more on apple.com/Mac.
I'm sure they exist. I just don't think they've built ships and broken the light barrier and gotten here.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's all. The likelihood that something's alive out there is quite high, I think. But they just can't get here in any practical way, which is unfortunate and sad.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, Angel, we're using a flying saucer scale this year. So on a scale of 1 to 5, How many flying saucers are you going to give The Vast of Night?
I am going to give The Vast of Night 3.5 flying saucers. I think it's a really, really fun movie. I think it does well with its subtleties. And I liked what it did with the communication side, like I mentioned before. And I think it's a really fun rewatch. I would not say everybody should watch this. I can easily see this not being a film for everybody because it is a very slow burn, not a lot of action as far as the aliens go. But it's a good little drama, and I had a good time with it.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and give it 4. I like the nostalgia factor. I like the 2 leads.
Yeah.
I like the way it was shot.
Yeah.
Except for the parts I couldn't see.
Right, French needs subtitles. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, there you go, folks. Tell the folks real quick about your show and where they can find it. Of course, we'll have links in our show notes.
Sure. Yeah. So I'm of Voices from the Mausoleum. We cover all things horror, games, books, movies, everything. You can find us primarily on YouTube, but we're on the socials as well. Instagram, Blue Sky, what's the other one? Threads, and sometimes Facebook when I remember to post there. But if you search on any of those for Voices from the Mausoleum, we'll come up.
Okay. I think you bailed out on Twitter, and I can't blame you, but...
I 100% bailed out on Twitter. It got awful over there, so I just left. My page is still up because if you completely deactivate, other people can use your name, and I didn't want that. So it is still there, but all it has on it is the stuff to my other socials. So, yeah, we're not really there anymore.
That's not good. So, yeah, check them out, folks. They're a lot of fun. We'll be back tomorrow with another one of these. If you like what we're doing here, please like and subscribe and rate and review, and consider checking out our Patreon. If you're a paid patron, you can request movies for us to review. Ooh. That's request, not demand. We will not do Twilight unless we get 100 paid subscribers.
Oh no! Has that come up?
No, but I'm just preemptively.
Just ahead of time, I gotcha.
Yeah. If we get 100 subscribers, we'll do it. If we get 200, we'll do the next one. We will never do 50 Shades of Grey, no matter how many subscribers we get.
Everybody's got to have their boundaries.
If you subscribe at $1 million a month, I will not do 50 Shades of Grey. You can keep your money. Well, Angel, thanks for joining me. Like I said, we'll be back tomorrow with another one of these. I have been Precious D. My guest has been Angel Kraus. Remember to keep watching the skies. We won't see you, but you will hear us next time on Monster Movie Fun Time Go. You've been listening to Monster Movie Fun Time Go. If you enjoyed the show, please consider rating and reviewing us on your podcasting platform of choice. You can leave us a message and find links to all our things at mmftg.com.